Afternoon to Bubers. Alright, we're going to do something today. We are in my 1978 Camaro, and we're going to use a trick that I learned off of, if anybody's seen Watch JR Go, he had a 2014 Jaguar F-Type convertible that came into the shop, and he replaced the motor, did all this, found out it had the Ferrari sticky buttons. Well, I've got a 43-year-old version of that in my 1978 Camaro. It's called this stuff, and this stuff, and this stuff, and this stuff, and yuck, I hate touching it. So, this is mainly, I think, caused by years of Armor All and sun and dust and nastiness. See how the dashboard's shiny but dirty and degraded, and it's all sticky over here. I mean, it's got fur stuck in it. It's gross. So I'm going to use the same trick he used. I don't remember if he said what kind it was, but I've got 70% isopropyl alcohol, and that's what he used to get rid of the sticky buttons in his F-Type. Figured, could it work on a 43-year-old car that's had 43 years of hands and Armor All, and being this is the non-air conditioned model, the window down and sunroof open and just dust and gross and heat. So let's see. You can see I kind of did a test spot up there a little bit, and then it turns back to this goopy, nasty. And you know what most people do in this case is they either get a new steering wheel or they do the steering wheel condom, which if you look inside of it, you can see where it all melted inside of there, and it was sticky and gross and nasty. So let's see how well this works. So I've got a clean-ish rag, definitely cleaner than the one I used. And then we take a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol, put it on a corner. Hard to do this one-handed. It's hard to do anything one-handed. But being that I don't make videos all the time, I'm not going to spend money on a huge rig and this and that. So we'll start with this nasty spot right here. Rub it in. And you can see that it is actually taking that nasty, goopy junk off the steering wheel. Now, it'll leave the steering wheel sticky for a little bit, but it takes all the dirt and nastiness off of it without really affecting it too much. Now, I did use a toothbrush on one part of this, and it did take the dye out of the dashboard a little bit, but not too bad. So we'll apply a little bit more. And that stuff's cold. Get some of that thicker, nasty, goopy stuff off there. This might take a toothbrush. This might need a toothbrush because it seems to be really thick and nasty right here. That's probably where the hand was the most. So it got a lot of oil and dirt from your hands all in that spot, because that's where most people would grab the steering wheel while they're just cruising along. But you can see where I have wiped and where I haven't wiped. It still has a nasty sheen to it. And like I said, I think this is a combination of heat, just from being out in the weather, and just the natural oils on your hands, and then years of Armor All and cleaners, you know, being on the steering wheel, and then you put your dirty hands on it, and then it just sticks, or you put Armor All on it and leave the window down in a dusty area, and the heat from your hands just melts it to the steering wheel. It's pretty nasty, but it seems to be coming up fairly well, especially on the steering wheel. But we'll continue this for a minute. I'll get as much of this nasty stuff off as I can, and then come back, and I will put some conditioner on it, because I mean it's even here. You can see where it's nasty melted, but it's returning the steering wheel to a color, and it's not, I mean, there's still some down here that's kind of gross to hold on to, and there's a couple of spots there that were really thick and nasty. But if anybody's got a older Chevrolet GM product that has the gluey steering wheel, and all right, so now we're back with the car. See, now it's not as, there's still some sticky spots, but it's not as gross and sticky like this. This is, see, I'm leaving a fingerprint in it, right? That's how nasty that is. See, now here, not leaving a fingerprint anymore. There's still some spots up here where it's pretty grubby, nasty, but you know, probably go through, and I'll definitely finish the interior, but go through and maybe some soapy water, kind of wipe everything down really good with some Dawn soap, and then go back over it with a little bit of detail stuff, and I should be able to call that goopy stuff, nasty stuff done. But this is what you end up with on your rag. This was white when I started. It is now maroony, grossy color. So yeah, I'm gonna wipe the rest of the dashboard down so that way you can see what happens. But yeah, probably another spot I might do is right back there where you reach your hand back and, you know, hit the seat belt. It's pretty gross back there too. I mean, there's a lot of spots in here that need to be cleaned up. Another thing is, all 78 Camaros seem to do this. That area in there, there's something that melts. Gets all over everything. Just gets everything all sticky and nasty. And then same right there. I don't know what the hell, I don't know what it is. But even my last 78 Camaro had that stuff. It was gross. I mean, it was always just sticky and nasty. But see right here where it's really dirty? I can't tell if it's dirt or a shadow, but then again, this is pretty dry too. So yeah, I mean, look, it's just crusty. Switch sides here. So yeah, it's nasty. I mean, the whole thing is just gross. So let's go over here to the damn locked side of the car. Yeah, see, this is all sticky and gross. See, I'm leaving a fingerprint. That just tells you how gross this dashboard is to even bother to touch. It is nasty. There you go. Yeah, it's dirty. It's dirty. But you see where it ran through? Cleaned up the dashboard. It's pretty sick, man. It's like, wow, that's pretty gross. So I would have never thought using alcohol would clean up the dashboard. And these corners are always the worst. And I don't know why, but these corners are always just so nasty. They're black and they're disgusting. And I mean, here are all my clips. So yeah, most people would say probably replace the dashboard would be a good idea, because again, it's got the traditional Camaro curl. And I'd kind of really like to save this dash because, well, I mean, it's original to the car. It's the original dash. Look how gross that is. I mean, you watch me put it on a clean rag. And here it is, just brown and rust colored and red and just gross. But if I can clean off this dash and then retreat it a little better. See, these corners are always so sticky. I mean, it may not be perfect, but at least if I can get some of that nasty stuff out of there and make it less sticky, I mean, that's a help in itself. So it's not going to be perfect. I mean, you can see it's not going to be perfect. But if I can get a lot of that dirt out of the dashboard, and then, like I said, go back and retreat it, there's a sticky spot right there. That's the gross side. This is the slightly less gross side. So, there we go. That's a little better. I mean, it's not, there's still some sticky spots in it. Let's see, I'm leaving my fingerprints in. But like right there, I'm not leaving any fingerprints in it. Just really weird. Oh. Whoops. So, I don't care. I mean, it's a 43-year-old car. Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah, I'm trying to preserve it as much as I can, but then again, I don't have a whole bunch of money to be sending to Classic Industries for a new dashboard and new door panels, and you know, I'm just not dripping with that kind of fundage. I gotta, you know, still pay for the house and the cars and the trucks and the SUV and, you know, blah 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 blah, you know, like everybody else. Like Pole Barn Garage says, you know, he is the true budget channel. No, this is truly the budget channel right here, because it takes me years to get things done. You know, I mean years. I'm not saying anything against him, man. Actually, I like watching this stuff. I comment on a lot of his stuff too. Fellow Missouri guy, I guess. Makes me proud. But yeah, I think I went through some of the dye there, but that's alright. At least now I can run my hand across it and it's not as gross. Still a gross spot, but it's not as gross. I can touch a lot of the dash now and it's not disgusting. So yeah, maybe I need to go get buy some dye made for the car. re-dye the dash, re-dye the steering wheel, but at least it'll all still be original and a lot nicer to touch. So let's get some conditioner on here and see what happens. Still, I got that stupid corner that just won't give up. Give up! Give in to me. So let's see. That's not gonna change. It's just gonna be the same. Alright. Now, let's see what's over here. And the goodie stack. Extreme body wash. Yeah, I probably should have had this all out and ready to go, but I'm not going to use tire shine. That's part of the problem. Someone's used shiny stuff on it. Quick leather detail. That usually works because that's for vinyl and leather. What I was looking for, there we go, silk shine. So I will pull out another rag here. Come here. There we go. Right. And we'll give the dashboard and steering wheel a quick spritz of this. Oh! Get in the car. Sorry. Didn't mean to black out your world there. Oop. You don't need to see my ugly mug either. Alright. So, wipe that on. Let that dry. Oh, that's so much nicer. See how the dashboard soaked it all up. Because this stuff does dry out the vinyl pretty good. Oh yeah, I can actually touch it. It's not all gluey. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, see, I can touch it now and my fingers don't stick to it. That's a plus. If I can just do that with the steering wheel, that'd be great. So, let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, it turns back into a steering wheel again. So, I mean, granted, here I am, bitching and complaining that this is probably what causes sticky buttons, but then again, you need to have some kind of protectant on it. Because it does get exposure to the sun quite a bit, especially your steering wheel. So if you can get it in there, and oh yeah, much better. Rub it in by hand. Much better. Oh, yeah, that's much nicer. Alright, so, and then wipe it off. Because I've been kind of needing to do this to this car anyway. Oh, much better. It's so now that I will be happy the day I make enough money that I can change this dash. Yeah, you'll see I added a tack up here, and had to be very careful with how I did that because always wondered, and I was proved correct, that so this back part of the column, anybody's watched Vice Grip Garage, he mentioned it on one of his videos, that this column spins in the automatics because your Prindle is right back there for your automatic. It's not down here, it's up there. And so the column actually spins as the car is put through gears. So, and this one has the reverse lockout, of course. You have to have the car in reverse to get the key out and lock the steering wheel. To get the car out of reverse, you have to have the key in the ignition and turned on. So it won't come out of reverse unless you force it, break it, all that, which I'm not going to do. So like I said, this all spins, and I had to be very careful with how I placed that tack. I actually put a piece of vacuum line underneath this clamp, and then slid it forward enough, and then put the car in reverse and took it out of reverse and made sure that this could still turn behind it. But I wasn't drilling holes on the dash or in the console or anything like that to put the tack, because I'm like, no, I don't. The tack's not permanent. I do eventually want to put a dash with a tack in it. So I mounted it there. So that's what I did. I mounted it there on a thick piece of hose so it doesn't get stuck in that groove, and it allows the column to still spin freely. That's much better. That's not bad. Could be worse. But see, again, now I can touch the dashboard and I don't leave handprints because it's sticky. That's rock and roll. Check that out. The steering wheel doesn't stick to my fingers anymore. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. Alright, guys. Oh, and we got one more thing. So, the state of Missouri allows you to have year of manufacture plates on your car. So I have this one, which this is a tribute to Dave, the guy I bought the car from, Uncle Dave. But so it's a 78 plate, and it's February. Purchased the car originally in February of 78, but I only have one plate. So I don't know if the state of Missouri will let me register those plates to the car, since I only have one plate. But I have found these in a little antique store, and they are a pair of 1978 plates, and they are November, which is when I purchased the car. See? November. So I wonder, should I put these plates on the car so that way I can have year of manufactured plates? If anyone cares, let me know.